Today, I wish to start with objective style questions from chapter number 1, Partnership Accounts. These questions are given in section C. Observe. This is the first question. I read for you. Parvati, Tulsi and Kashish are partners of a firm. After distribution of profit, they came to know that interest on drawings made by them is not provided in the books. Which was rupees 1350, rupees 600 and rupees 750 respectively. Pass journal entry for rectification of error. So as per agreement between partners, interest on drawings which should be given is not given. So we are required to write down the rectification entry. Now, here there is an error of omission. Interest on drawings is omitted. If it is omitted, then what should we do? Record it. How do we record interest on drawings? That you know very well. Just observe the style of arriving at the rectification entry. Here I have prepared profit and loss appropriation account for your understanding, wherein interest on drawings being income of the firm should be credited, and partner's capital account should be debited for that, and that transaction was omitted. When it was omitted, record it. Look at it. Here I prepare the statement for effects on capital account. Interest on drawings 1350 for Parvati. Here it is credited, and the capital account of Parvati gets debited 1350. So Parvati's capital account debit 1350 to profit and loss appropriation account credit 1350. This is the entry was omitted, so we record it for explanation purpose. For Tulsi, interest on drawing 600, profit and loss appropriation account credit, Tulsi's capital account debit. For Kashish it is 750, so profit and loss appropriation account credit and capital account debit. Now if you get this interest on drawings in a firm, this is your income. So this income, how much is the total income? That amounts to 2700. This income was not recorded. So we have recorded this income. Now this income of a firm distributed amongst partners in the ratio of profit sharing. So this 2700 is the profit of profit and loss appropriation account, and it should be distributed in the profit sharing ratio. You are not given the profit sharing ratio in the sum. So here the profit sharing ratio is not given. So according to the Partnership Act 1932, partners shall distribute the profit and losses equally. So this 2700 will be distributed equally between the partners. So when a profit distribution is there, profit and loss appropriation account debit to partners capital account credit. So share of each partner is 1/3 of 2700, that amounts to 900. So this is how total profit of 2700 distributed amongst partners, and that gets credited to the capital account. So here capital account of Parvati credited 900, 900 and 900. Now what is the net effect? Parvati's capital account credited 900, debited 135 CR. So the net effect is 450 debit. Parvati's capital account should be debited with 450. Here Tulsi 900 credited and 600 debited. So net effect is 300 credit and here 150 credit. Now see, if I want to go for journal entry, what's the journal entry? Parvati's capital account debit 450, Tulsi's capital account credit 300, to Kashish capital account credit 150. This is the rectification entry that has been questioned to us. Now for your better understanding, I have gone for an elaborate explanation in examination. When such question is of very few marks, you should not prepare in a detailed fashion in this way as you find on the screen. But here, you should prepare a rough working note and come to a conclusion. The amount to be debited and credited to the partner's capital account for rectification of an entry for an error of omission. Next. This is the second question. I read the question for you. The closing capital of Kalpesh Pandya is 84,000, which is after drawings of rupees 1200 and inclusive of share in profit rupees 20,000. Calculate 10% interest on capital. Now see, this is the closing capital given to you. This closing capital is arrived at after recording what? Drawings and share in profit. So, we have to find out the opening capital to work out the interest on capital. The normal formula which shows the relationship between opening capital and closing capital is opening capital plus profit minus drawings is equal to closing capital. Now, I want to find out the opening capital to work out the interest on capital. So let me make this opening capital as the subject of equation. So opening capital is equal to closing capital, profit is transferred to opposite side, so minus, drawings is transferred to the opposite side, so plus, equation rules. So here closing capital plus drawings minus profit. This is the formula to arrive at opening capital. Now look at it. How much is the closing capital given to you in the sum? You are given 84,000 as the closing capital. How much is the drawings given to you in the sum? Drawings is 12,000, that is added. And how much is the share in profit granted to a partner? That share in profit is to be deducted, that is 20,000. So if you find an amount 84,000 plus 12,000 minus 20,000, it works out to be 76,000. This is the opening capital. Interest on capital is granted on the opening balance. So 10% interest is calculated in the opening balance of capital account. So 76,000 into 10%, 7,600 is the interest on capital. Now, this is a very simple question, but you should be very clear that interest on capital should be calculated on the opening balance of capital account, which is not given to you in the sum. Now next. This is the third question that I read for you. Mohan and Gopal are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They admitted Natwar as a partner with a condition to give 25% share in profit. Natwar would receive 1/5 share from Mohan and 1/28 share from Gopal. Determine the new profit loss sharing ratio. Now look at it. We are required to find out the new profit sharing ratio. New share is equal to old share in profit minus share sacrificed. Now I want to find out the new share in profit for Mohan. New share of Mohan. What was the old share? 3:2. So 3 by 5. 3:2 means 3 by 5 means what? If the profit is ₹5, Mohan gets ₹3. So his share in profit was 3 by 5. So if 5 is the profit, ₹3 are received by Mohan. He has sacrificed 1/5 share in profit. So out of 5 he was getting 3. Out of 5 he has sacrificed 1. So what is the profit left to him after sacrifice? That is 2 by 5 is the new share in profit of Mohan. Same way I want to work out for Gopal. The share of profit of Gopal was 2 by 5 means out of 5 he was getting ₹2. How much he has sacrificed? He has sacrificed 120. Now sacrifice is 120 means what? If 20 is the profit, his sacrifice is 1. Now his normal share of profit is what? 2:5. If 2 is the share of Gopal. So if profit is 20, 5 fours are 20, 4 times more than this one, 5, then his share in profit will be 4 twos are 8. From ₹8 he has sacrificed 1. So 7 by 20 is his new share. So here 8 minus 1 divided by 20, 7 by 20 is the share of Gopal. Here the share of Mohan is 2 by 5, here it is 7 by 20. Here the denominator is 5, here the denominator is 20. I should have a common denominator to express the profit sharing ratio in a ratio form. So this, if you multiply numerator and denominator by 4 into 4 by 5, you will get 8 by 20 share of Mohan. Now new partner admitted Natwar. What is the share of Natwar? He got 1/5 from Mohan. He got 1/20th share from Gopal. So 1/5 plus 120 is the share of Natwar. Here I want to have a lowest common multiple. 5 fours are 20, 4 ones are 4, 4 plus 1, 5 by 20. 5 by 20, it implies 1/4. It implies what? 25% share in profit that is given to us in the sum. Now, what is the new profit sharing ratio? To work out the new profit sharing ratio, 8 by 20 is to 7 by 20 is to 5 by 20. So new profit sharing ratio is 8 is to 7 is to 5 is the new profit sharing ratio. Now, this is how the new profit sharing ratio gets worked out. Next, I read the sum for you. Badam, Kesar and Pista are partners of a firm. The proportion of their capital is 3:2:1. Pista is to be paid 6% commission from profit after deduction of such commission. Profit for the year ended on 31st of December 2006 was reported ₹20,988. What total amount will be received by Pista from profit? Now notice, assume that I want to explain the commission calculation. Assume that profit after commission is 100. Pista is entitled to have a 6% commission on a profit after commission. So 100 into 6%, this is the commission. So profit before commission is 106. Now what is the commission to Pista that I want to work out? So if profit before commission is 106, then commission is 6. So what is the commission? If the profit before commission, reported profit, 20,988. So 20,988 into 6 upon 106. This is the commission that Pista receives. Now this is an elaborate explanation. Generally teacher says that if you want to work out the commission in this fashion, you should use the formula. Profit before commission into 6% divided by 106. You will get straight this answer 1188. Now I want to find out the share in profit. So profit before commission was 20,988. Deduct commission therefrom. So you will get the profit after commission. Now here the profit sharing ratio is not given, so according to the Partnership Act 1932, partners shall distribute profits in equal proportion. So this 19,800 profit gets distributed in equal proportion. So share of Pista is 19,800 into 1/3. That amounts to 6,600. The question is, what total amount received by Pista from profit? She received the share in profit, also commission. So total amount received by Pista is 6,000 plus 1188. That amounts to 7788. So this is the amount received by Pista. Now I want to take care of next. I read the sum for you. Ganga, Jamuna and Kaveri are the partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1, but Kaveri is given a guarantee by a firm that she will be paid a minimum annual profit of 10,000. Profit of the year is 48,000. Show the distribution of profit. Now here there is a guarantee stipulation. Now when here there is a guarantee stipulation. Now when you want to operate the guarantee stipulation, notice first of all, who has given a guarantee? The guarantee may be given by a firm to a partner, one, or guarantee may be given by one partner to another partner. When the guarantee is given by a firm, the calculation could be done in two ways. But when the guarantee is given by one partner to another partner, then calculation is suggested by just one method. And for this sum, I am going to demonstrate both the methods. Observe it. Now see, here the guarantee is given by a firm. So profit guaranteed by a firm. Here the profit is not guaranteed by one partner to another partner. Here the profit is guaranteed by the firm. Now Kaveri gets a profit 48,000 into 1/6, 8,000. So normal profit is 1/6 for Kaveri. So 48,000 into 1/6, Kaveri gets 8,000 normally. The amount that she is going to receive as per 1/6 share is 8,000, and that is less than guarantee. So when the regular profit is less than the guaranteed one, then guarantee stipulation is operative. But suppose that if this profit, normal profit, 1/6 profit is more than 10,000, then she is already getting a guaranteed profit. Then no need to operate the guarantee stipulation. But here she is receiving only 8,000 against a guarantee of 10,000. So guarantee stipulation is operating. Now see, as 10,000 is greater than 8,000, we have to apply the guarantee calculations. Now see, profit of the firm is 48,000. How much is the guaranteed profit? 10,000, that has to be given. So paid to Kaveri 10,000. What's the balance profit left? 38,000. That will be distributed between Ganga and Jamna in the ratio of 3:2. Kaveri is already given 10,000 as per guarantee by the firm. Remaining profit will be distributed 3:2 between Ganga and Jamna. So 38,000 into 3 by 5. 22,800 Ganga receives. And 38,000 into 2 by 5. 15,200 is received by Jamna. So distribution of profit occurs in this fashion. Ganga receives 22,800. Jamna receives 15,200. Kaveri receives 10,000. This is one method to calculate and operate guarantee when the partnership firm has given the guarantee. Now I demonstrated the optional method. Observe it. Share of Ganga, normal share 48,000 into 3 by 6. Share of Jamna in profit, normal 3:2:1. So 48,000 into 2 by 6, 16,000. Share of Kaveri, 48,000 into 1 by 6, 8,000. This is the normal share. Now this is the normal profit. But here Kaveri is guaranteed 10,000. So how much is the deficit? 2,000. So guaranteed amount is 10,000 and regular way she is getting only 8,000. So there is a deficit of 2,000. This deficit of 2,000 will be borne, will be suffered by Ganga and Jamna in the ratio of profit sharing. So this 2,000 will be deducted from the share of Ganga and Jamna in the ratio of 3:2. Look at it. So 2,000 into 3 by 5, 1,200 deducted from share of Ganga. Similarly, 2,000 into 2 by 5, 800 deducted from share of Jamna. So what is the net amount received? 24,000 minus 1,200, 22,800, same as this one. 16,000 minus 800, 15,200, same as this one. And here, 10,000, same as this one. This is the optional way of calculation that has been demonstrated here before. Now, understand one thing. When one partner has given a guarantee to another partner, in that situation, you have to find out the deficit in this fashion. And that deficit is to be borne by a particular partner who has given a guarantee. So when one partner has given a guarantee to another partner, this method should be followed. When the partnership firm has given a guarantee to a particular partner, you can follow any one of these two methods. This is an important understanding that I wanted to mention, and that's why I have solved this sum in two different ways and discriminating. What I have discriminated? If partnership firm has given a guarantee to a partner, then you can solve the sum by any one of the method. But when the guarantee is given by one partner to another partner, then you are requested to solve the sum by the second method. Now, next. I read the sum for you. Neela, Dhara and Meenal are the partners of our firm. On 1/4/2005, their capital was rupees 2,10,000, 2,40,000, 4,50,000 respectively. At the end of the year, after distribution of profit, it is noticed that 12% interest on capital is not incorporated. Pass journal entries for rectification of error. Now, here there is an error of omission. What has been omitted? 12% interest on capital is not incorporated. So there is an omission to give a 12% interest on capital as per the agreement between the partners. Now, where there is an omission of interest on capital, you should always observe whether the capital balance given to you in the sum are the opening balance or closing balance. If they are closing balance, you are required to work out the opening balance, then pay interest on capital. Here in this sum you are given the opening balance, so you can calculate interest on capital straight away, and that was omitted. Had it not been omitted, how you would have accounted for it? You would have accounted for interest on capital in a manner wherein profit and loss appropriation account is debited and partners capital account is credited. And if you do that, what happens? As the profit and loss appropriation account debited, the total interest on capital is a loss, distributable loss for a firm between partners. Just observe. First I calculate interest on capital, 2,10,000 into 12%. Then for Dhara, if you work out 2,40,000 into 12%, that works out to be how much? 28,800. Now for Minal, 4,50,000 into 12%. This is the interest on capital which should be given, and that was omitted. Now if you give it, what happens? Profit and loss appropriation account debit to partners capital account credit. So here profit and loss appropriation account is debited and Nila's capital account gets credited. Here profit and loss appropriation account debited 28,800. Dhara's capital account credit 28,800. For Minal 54,000 debited to appropriation account, credited to capital account. Now by writing this interest on capital, what has happened? Total of debit side is 1,08,000, on credit side there is nothing. So there is a loss of 1,08,000. That loss of 1,08,000 should be distributed amongst partners. And when you distribute a loss, partners capital account gets debited. So here 1,08,000 is a loss distributed equally amongst partners. So 1,08,000 divided by 3, that works out to be 36,000, 36, 3s are 108. So profit and loss appropriation account is credited and this amount gets debited to the partner's capital account. So this is a profit and loss appropriation loss equally debited to the partner's capital account. Now what is the net effect? Net effect is 25,200 credit, 36,000 debit. Debit is both. So net effect is 10,800 debit. So Nila's capital account should be debited with 10,800. Her share in this loss is more than what she is entitled to by way of interest on capital. Here 28,800 is the credit and 36,000 debit. Debit is more. So 7,200 is the debit. And here 18,000 is the credit. Here the share in loss, how much? 36,000. And how much is entitled to have a capital? Interest on capital? 54,000. So her account gets credited with 18,000. What is the journal entry? Nila's capital account debit 10,800. Dhara's capital account debit 7,200. To Minal's capital account credit 18,000. This is how rectification entry gets recorded. Now, next. Devang, Jitesh and Brijesh are partners of a firm. Brijesh receives 1/5 share of Jitesh share, while Devang receives double the share of Brijesh. If the end of the year total profit is 48,000, the total profit of the firm is 48,000. Determine the share in profit of each of the partners. So you have to distribute the profit. First you have to work out the profit sharing ratio. And in light of that profit sharing ratio, you are required to distribute the profit. Look at it, the style of working out the profit sharing ratio. Devang, Jitesh and Brijesh are the partners. Brijesh receives 1/5 share of Jitesh. That means if Jitesh gets rupees 1, Brijesh receives 1/5 thereof. So if Jitesh receives 1, Brijesh receives 1/5. This implies that if Jitesh receives rupees 5, Brijesh receives rupees 1. One-fifth of 5 rupees 1. So if he gets 1, Brijesh gets 1/5. If he gets 5, he gets 1. Next. Devang receives double the share of Brijesh. So if Brijesh receives 1, Devang receives 2. Now this is what is given to us. Now if you want to work out the profit sharing ratio, here 1 same. So 2:5:1 is the profit sharing ratio between partners. Now in this profit sharing ratio, you are required to distribute the given profit. So share of each partner 48,000 into 2/8. Share of Devang 12,000. That of Jitesh 48,000 into 5/8. 30,000 is the share of Jitesh. Brijesh 48,000 into 1/8. 6,000 is the share of Brijesh. This is how profit gets distributed. Next. K receives 1/3 share of B's share, and C receives half the share of B's shares. The total profit at the end of the year is rupees 88,000. What amount of profit would be received by each partner? What excess profit C would receive as compared to K? Here also you are asked to distribute the profit. And the second question is asked to you, the difference between the profit received by two partners. First of all, we shall work out the profit sharing ratio between the partners. Observe it. B, C, K are the partners. K receives 1/3 share of B. If B receives 1 rupees, K receives 1/3. So if B receives 3 rupees, K receives 1/3 of 3, that is 1 rupee. So between B and K, the profit sharing ratio is 3:1. Next, C receives half the share of B's share. C receives half the share of B's share. So if B receives 1, C gets 1/2. This means if B receives 2 rupees, then C gets 1. So this is the profit sharing ratio between B and C. Now see. The profit sharing ratio between B and C is 2:1. Between B and K, 3:1. In the previous sum, there was 1 equal. Here it's not equal. So now, suppose that profit is 6 rupees or B receives 6 rupees. B receives what? 6 rupees. then one half of 6, 3 rupees are received by C, and 1/3 of 6, that is received by K. So 6 into half of it, 3. 6 into 1/3 of it, 2. Or you can work out, here 2 is multiplied by 3, you can multiply this 3 with 1. So share of C is 3. Here 3 is multiplied by 2, you can multiply 1 with 2. This is the another explanation. Now the profit sharing ratio between B, C and K is 6:3:2. Now let us distribute the profit. What's the profit given to you? 88,000. 88,000 into 6 divided by 11. 48,000 is the share of B. Now what is the share of C? 88,000 into 3 by 11. 24,000. What is the share of K? 88,000 into 2 by 11. This is the share of each partner in profit. Now you are asked to find out the excess profit of C would be received as compared to K. So you are required to find out, or you have to find out the difference between the profit of C and K. So 24,000 minus 16,000. This 8,000 is the excess amount received by C. This is how it has been worked out. Now next, very important is this concept. Read the sum with me. Chaitra, Vaishak and Jeth are partners, sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:7:9. Manager is to be paid 10% commission from profit after charging such commission. Vaishak receives rupees 28,000 as share in profit. Compute the amount of commission for a manager. Now see, Chaitra, Vaishak and Jeth are the partners. The profit sharing ratio is 5:7:9. If you work out the total works out to be 21. So out of 21 profit, Chaitra gets 5, Vaishak gets 7, Jeth gets 9. Vaishak has received 28,000. So 7/21th portion is 28,000, or 7th share equates with 28,000. So how much is the proportionate amount for 21? So we will get the total profit. 7th share is equal to 28,000. How much for 21? That works out to be 84,000 is the total profit. Now this 84,000 is the total profit. Manager is to be paid 10% commission from a profit after charging such commission. Now there is a net profit as per profit and loss account. From that, first you have to pay the commission to the manager. Then you will get the profit after commission. That will be distributed amongst partners. How much is that profit that is distributed amongst partners? 84,000 is the profit that has been distributed amongst partners, and that profit is after commission. And you are required to work out the commission at the rate of 10% on a profit after commission. So here manager's commission is 84,000 into 10%, straightway 10 upon 100. So commission of a manager is 8,400. Don't commit a mistake of applying 10 upon 110 to this 84,000. because 84,000 is a profit after commission and that was distributed amongst partners. Next. The partnership firm of Gopi, Khushi and Kirtan has distributed a profit of rupees 48,000 in the ratio of 3:2:1 instead of 2:1:1. What accounting treatment will be given to rectify the mistake? Now here there is a mistake in taking proportion for distribution of profit and we want to rectify this mistake. Observe it. Partners should get profit in the ratio of 2:1:1. They should get in the ratio of 2:1:1. How much profit? 48,000. Okay. So 48,000 distributed in the ratio of 2:1:1. It works out to be Gopi should get 24,000, Khushi should get 12,000, Kirtan should get 12,000. This is what partner should get. What they actually got. They actually got in the ratio of 3:2:1. So here 48,000 into 3 by 6, 24,000. Now they actually got is wrong. So it is to be reversed. When they got this actual profit, their capital account was credited. Now when you want to reverse it, their capital account gets debited. So here partners actually get 48,000 in the ratio of 3:2:1. That has to be reversed. When they got it, their capital account was credited. Now when you want to reverse it, their capital account is debited. Notice it. Khushi's capital account debit 16,000. Kirtan's capital account debit 8,000. What is the net effect? Credit 24,000, debit 24,000, nil effect. Here Khushi should get 12,000. She got 16,000. So she got 16,000, that is reversed. So excess credit reversed by debiting. So 4,000 is to be debited. Excess credit to our capital account is reversed, that is 4,000. And here short credit, 8,000 was credited, that is reversed. Short credit, how much was short? 4,000. So to rectify the entry, Khushi's capital account debit 4,000 to Kirtan's capital account credit 4,000. This is how rectification entry gets recorded in an instance when profit distributed in a proportion other than accurate. Next.